Salam alaikum. This is Kai Pacha with the weekly Pele report. I'm here at the temple of Sobek and Horus. It's a very interesting time to be at this temple, particularly because this week and into next week we have a Jupiter square Saturn. And in the Egyptian mythology, Sobek has to do with Saturn, symbolizes Saturn, and I hope you can see this good enough. Horus has to do with Jupiter. And this temple is actually about Horus and Sobek as rivals, Jupiter and Saturn as rivals. Jupiter that wants to expand and is the future and is optimistic, and Saturn which wants to hold on to the physical, material, security, and limitation and limits that expansion. We have the conservative and the liberal going against each other. So this is an amazing temple, and it's great to be here while the moon is in the sign of Capricorn on November 25th. Tomorrow, Wednesday, by the time you get this, the moon's probably going to be moving into Aquarius. On Friday, she moves into Pisces, conjuncts with Neptune, comes around then, and we have our first quarter square moon on Saturday, Pisces to Sagittarius. And then on Sunday, she goes into Aries, moving right along. Yeah. Besides that, I mean, the main thing, like I say, is this Jupiter is conjunct black moon Lilith in late degrees of Leo at 23 degrees. And then on December 8th, I mean, it's a week from Monday, Jupiter is slowing down, going so slow, right? As it comes to a station, and then a week from Monday, it's going to go retrograde. So it's going right up to 23 degrees, sitting there. And then, I mean, you know, with Saturn at 28, it's going to be still square, 5 degrees apart. It's going to give it enough to be a square. And then it goes retrograde, and that begins to separate. Lilith moves into Virgo, farther and farther and farther, and they begin to separate again. So this is really the time, and then, like I said in my other Pele report, that Jupiter-Saturn comes around again next August. So I want to try to get you some good pictures here. Horus is the falcon-headed god, and we have a good shot of him right here. There is Horus, with Osiris right behind him. And then Sobek is the crocodile god. I'm going to try to get you a good shot here of him, if I can find him. Anyway, the big thing about this is there is Sekhmet, the lion-headed goddess. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about Sekhmet, because she actually comes along and solves the war, settles the war between Jupiter and Saturn, yeah, between Horus and Sobek. Can't find frickin' can't find Sobek here, man. Doggone it. But here's some good. How about these guys? Beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, I wanted to give you a little shot of this temple, yeah, and I'm going to give you the rest of the report back on the Nile River. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, well, I found Sobek here, so I had to give you a shot of Sobek anyway. And there is the alligator, the crocodile-headed god that has to do with Saturn. Okay. Salam alaikum. Well, let's see. Some new information has come in since I did that little shot at the temple yesterday. And I just really want to talk a little bit more about the T-square that's going on. Mercury goes into Sagittarius tomorrow. Black Moon Lilith moves into Virgo. And so we've got this Sun, Mercury, Venus up here in Sagittarius, squaring Neptune and Chiron in Pisces, which is opposite Black Moon Lilith once she gets up into Virgo. In astrology, this is called a T-square. And these are the mutable signs. That's really what I want to talk about, because Venus squares Chiron. Yeah, she's in square to Chiron right now too. So kind of interesting here. We have this feminine principle now. Venus squaring Chiron is a healing. Sometimes a crisis in healing, but a healing nonetheless. And of course, Black Moon Lilith moving into the sign of Virgo is also, Virgo is about healing. And she's going to stay there for 3 months. Yeah. So, this is a time of, Black Moon Lilith switching from, this time period in Leo, fire, into earth. And my interpretation of Lilith then, again, is that Lilith is the powerful, deep, dark, rich, tantric, feminine energy, the serpent energy, kundalini coiled at the base of the spine that has been feared, suppressed, denied, and held down for thousands of years and is angry and wants to come up and come out. And where she wants to come up and come out right now is with Virgo. And what does Virgo do? Virgo finds what's wrong. It finds the missing link. It finds the missing piece. And with critical analysis, it is about, really getting down to, what needs to be fixed and what's missing or what's wrong here. And very down into the nitty-gritty. Now this is obviously opposite to Neptune in Pisces, which is that it's all good and it's all fine and it's all passive and the spirit will take care of everything and we just accept and allow and everything is fine. So you can see this little bit of an opposition between, with it, and this is reflective of what's going on inside each one of our lives, inside each one of our own psyches. Is this kind of teeter-totter, tossing back and forth between, should I just allow it and accept it and this is okay? Or should I get down and speak my truth and try to work on it and stir up the bucket? Yeah? Scrape up the nasties on the bottom of the pot. And then of course, they are in square to Sagittarius. Venus, Sun, Mercury, right up there, just gone into the fire sign of Sagittarius, the teacher, the guru, the wise one that is above and beyond. It's the Moses on the mountaintop. Sagittarius is the mountaintop, the wild and the free and the natural law. So for me, this seems like quite a bit of a time. That this T-square indicates, that there is this challenge between remaining fixed in our ways and looking at things and judging things and being, very critical versus this healing that can allow spirit to do the work. So it's really this kind of toss-up between, and in some ways it has to do with that Jupiter-Saturn square also, about really coming into alignment with our ego desire, our ego will, and the divine desire or the divine will. Call it the lower and the higher self. We can have a tendency to get in our egos and in our lower self and analyze, categorize, judge, you know, really want to intervene, get into other people's business, and you know, just, you know, really struggle and work, and you know, we've got to, you know, go at it full time. We need to come out with our, you know, with our expression of truth and with what all this is about. Convince them, convert them over to our side, or condemn them and, you know, send them away. It's this righteousness. Sagittarius has to do with religion, and I am right, and I will debate you, and I will argue with you, and I will fix you, and I see what's wrong with you. And I mean, it can get, with that square to Lilith and Virgo, very powerfully, so where we can really be having some strong debates around what's right and wrong, what, you know, what I believe, and the way life should be, and you know, and getting really, you know, ticky-tacky, you know, about the way it should be, the way you should be, the way our relationship should be, the way the world should be, the way the politics should be, and this is all square to that Neptune, Chiron, that just really says it's about the heart, it is about unity consciousness, it is about all for one and one for all, and that we are going to expand in a Jupiterian fashion. Jupiter actually rules both Sagittarius and Pisces. And I hope the wind doesn't blow over the camera. It's just sitting on a... Anyway. Oh God. So there is this struggle. The mantra for today is healing myself and healing the world. Is not about being right. It's about stopping the endless mind games that block and distort the light. This is a time when, like I said, we can get into judgments, and we can get into analyzation, and we can want to fix things, and we can get very self-righteous, have religious wars, have political debates, yeah, have, you know, revolutions and fighting and struggling, and my way is the right way. This Jupiter in Leo with the Sun in Sagittarius, Venus emerging out of the underworld soon. And it's just like this powerful, fiery dynamic that wants to go forward. Let's not forget, Uranus is coming into the tighter square in the next couple of weeks. Uranus and Pluto are at the same degree, 12 degrees, as of this week. And then that square just tightens over the next 2 weeks. They both move very slow. So we are getting squeezed, we are getting pushed, and there is this urge now to rebel, to break out, to just really, you know, release the anger, the tension, the suppression of everything that has been down there. And I just want to encourage you that the healing process, Chiron in Pisces, is healing this wound of feeling separate from the angels, from source, from spirit, from grace. And that's when we get lost, yes, in this need to fix it. So we want to balance out, yeah, and really move out of the place of the ego, out of the thinking, out of the judgment, and into the place of the heart. And all I can say is, what is Pisces and Neptune in Pisces and Chiron in Pisces? It is meditation. It is yoga. It is silence your mind, still your mind, and feel your heart, feel your body speak, feel the wind on your skin, feel the sun. Really come into the moment. Really come into the now. Come into the present. What's missing in this T-square is what? Gemini. Pisces, Virgo, Sag, Gemini is the mutable square. And Gemini is the here and the now. come into the here and the now. And be the person that you want to be in this conversation, in this moment, with this person. And that person that you want to be is a person that is, you know, loving and kind and compassionate and understanding. And just be that. 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. And this, you know, all these, you know, mind games, all these, you know, the chitter chatter and the judgments and the, you know, condemnations and violations, and I mean just all this stuff that we've been taught means so much and is so real. It doesn't really mean that much, and it's not really so real. And life can be a hell of a lot more simple than we have been told or led to believe. Life is very simple. Food, shelter, and clothing can be very simple. And when we get all into ambitions and goals and drives, and it's got to be perfect and it's got to be the dream, and we create our own stress. And this can be a time that is really stressful. And the way out of stress is the way to get out of your left brain mind and into your heart. See what I mean? Very simple. All you got to do is do it. Big deep breaths, alternate nostril breathing, you know, some yoga, just calm, calm, relax, let go, calm, relax, let go. So the mantra for one more time, yes, is healing myself and healing the world is not about being right. It's about stopping the endless mind games that block and distort the light. Namaste. Aloha. So much love from the Nile River. This is the Nile River right here, man. That's great. I got my little Egyptian thing going on. Here, I'll turn the camera. You gotta see the Nile River. It was so much nicer yesterday. I hope you can see it there. I'm on the back of the boat. It's very awesome. Alright. Enough is enough is enough. There you go. Alright. Alright, there's our camels and our cows. We got the camels, we got the cows. Yeah. Let's get a couple of our friends on the boat here. Check out the boat. There's Frank. This is our space. We've got a beautiful boat going down the river with so many people. There's our Nile River. That's what our boat actually looks like from the distance. Here's where we're all doing our yoga every morning. There's the back of the boat. There they are. So everybody's out here on the river. I know I'm moving pretty fast. I'm doing a full 360. Coming all the way back to our camels and cows. There's the shepherd. Look at that. It's not too often you see a herd of camels. Gotta zoom in on those babies. There's our guy with the camels.